Hey guys, in this Lens Studio tutorial, I want to show you how you can create a this or that filter. So when you select an option, this option stays and the other changes. And after you have gone through all the options, the final option shows up in the middle. So let's start. Hey again, so let's create a this or that effect here in Lens Studio. Before we start creating the lens here, please make sure that you have downloaded all the assets we need to create this lens. So please go to the description of this video and there you will find a download link. When you click on the link, you will end up here on this Dropbox page and here just click on download. After you have downloaded the files, just open this folder and here you will find the this or that GS script file and also some graphics which you can use to follow along this tutorial, but of course you can create your own assets to work in this tutorial. So the first step will be that we will import this or that script to our assets browser. For this, just drag and drop it into the assets browser of the Lens Studio. Then we will also import our graphics. So I have created 10 graphics, but of course you can have more or less graphics. So just also select all of the graphics and then just drag and drop them into the assets browser. After the import of our assets is done, we can start creating the lens here. The first thing will be that we will set up our scene for this project, so that we have two images above our head and also a final image in the middle of the head after the selection is done. So now we go to our scene hierarchy and click on the plus. The first thing we have to create is a head binding because we want to have those pictures above our head and follow with our head movement, and that we can select with tilting our head to the left or right. So just create this head binding object. When we have done this, we can create an image object. So select the head binding and go again to the plus of the scene hierarchy. And here select the image object, the one with the blue icon next to it. When you have created this image object, you can already see that this is attached to your face and is following along the movement. But we want to anchor this to our forehead. For this, we have to change the attachment point of our head binding. So select the head binding in the scene hierarchy and go to the right hand side. And here set the attachment point type from head center to forehead. Now it is attached to our forehead, but it is a little bit big at the moment. So go to the left hand side to the scene hierarchy again, select the image and change the scale to, let's say, about 10. Don't forget to activate this chain so all the scales get changed at once. And I wanted to have it a little bit more up, so I changed the Y position to 5, maybe a little bit too much, let's say 3. And the X position should be, let's say, -7, because this will be the left image of our selection. So now we go again to the left hand side and I will rename my image so I don't get confused, because this will be my left image. Now I will just duplicate this left image. So right click and duplicate. Now I will rename it to right. So select it, go to the right hand side and now set the position from -7 to 7. Now we have our right picture here. Now we have to do something really important, because now when you have the right image selected, you can see in the inspector that this has the material image. When you select the left object, it also have the material image. But those objects should also have two different materials. So we have to create a new material. So I will go to my asset browser and search for this image material. First thing will be that I will rename this to left. And because this has already the right settings, I will just duplicate this left material. So right click and duplicate. Now we have the left 2 material, and now I will just rename this to right. Now I will just duplicate this right material again, because we also need a final material. So after I've duplicated it, I rename it to final. So now we can go back to our scene. So the left has already the left material, and for the right we will change our material. So select the right object, go to the right hand side, and here search for the right material. Now, as I've already mentioned, we also need a final image object. So we go to the scene and just duplicate our right object, and I will rename this to final. I want this in the middle, so I change the X position from 7 to 0. And now it is in the middle of our forehead. Now it is time to set up our script. So we go to the asset browser and then just drag and drop the this or that script into the scene hierarchy. When you have imported it to the scene, you can see this JS icon next to this or that. Select this object and then go to the inspector. Here we have to set up this script. So here we have multiple inputs, and yeah, we just start with the first one, which is the head. This is the head binding. So we just click on this space here and then select the head binding. Now for image A, we will select the left image, and image B will be our right image. And the final image will be, of course, our final image. Now we have here all options, and here we can add some textures. So click on the plus add value button and then select all of your graphics you want to have in this lens and click OK. And now we can already see that we have two options on top of our head, and the final image has disappeared, because now we can already select by tilting our head to the left or right the objects. We also have an animation, and after we are through all of the objects and we are at the last selection, when we select here, we have the final image in the middle of our head. And yeah, this was more or less all about the this or that lens here in the Lens Studio, but I will show you some additional settings here in the script, because underneath the values you see here is a threshold, the scale duration, and a scale factor. The threshold is how sensitive the head tilting should be, because when I go now to 0.4 for example, I have to tilt my head much further than when I have it at 0.16. There is just you don't need that much movement. So yeah, just play around with this. The scale duration is the duration of this animation. You see now it's much slower, and the scale factor is how big this animation should get. So now at 2 it is very big. When you set it to 1, you have no animation at all. So yeah, just play around with those settings until you find the look you want to have for your filter. And yeah, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If yes, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new on this channel, it would be nice when you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!